I think one of the most frustrating things in life is knowing how much potential you do have, but then still feeling like you're not where you're supposed to be. Now, hear me out. But first, hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Shelly, and we talk about wellness, personal growth, and anything about and around life. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for always hanging out with me. Anyway, guys, welcome to another episode of me navigating my 20s. And in today's episode, we are talking about potential. Yes, potential. Now, hear me out. Potential is such a beautiful thing, but then it could be exhausting. Why? I have been thinking about it lately a lot. And you know, when someone or people compliment you and tell you, you have so much potential, and it's honestly meant to be a compliment, but then it doesn't feel like one. Because what they're really trying to tell you or what they're trying to say is you could do more. And honestly, that messes with you because now you're constantly made aware of this version of yourself that you're not living fully up to yet. At this point, you start comparing yourself, not with other people, but with yourself, with this version of yourself that you could be, and honestly, that can be exhausting. But I've come to realize one thing: potential means nothing without consistency. Because, hear me out, you could be smart, you could be so talented, you could have the ideas and the plans. But if you're not really putting in the work, if you're really not doing anything about it, if you're not putting yourself out there, if you're not pushing yourself, if you're not translating all this into something, then it never translates to anything real. It never actualizes. And I'm not saying this from a point of perfection or a perfect place, because I have been that person, you know, planning things and not going through with them, full of ideas, full of plans, and actually not finalizing or getting through to the end of them all. This is not because I didn't care. This is not because it didn't matter to me, but because staying consistent is really hard. It can be hard, and it is really hard because it looks like waking up even when you don't feel like it. It feels like doing the work even when no one is watching, putting in the extra work even when no one is watching. It feels like staying consistent even when the results don't reflect, even when it doesn't seem to work out yet. And that is the hardest part that people rarely talk about. Potential is so exciting, but discipline, it changes your life. It changes your life because potential will have people clapping for you in theory, but discipline is what builds something real. Then again, I think we are too hard on ourselves, focusing on what we could have been, what could have been, the potential as, the future as, forgetting or refusing to acknowledge the present as or who we are at the moment, because sometimes or a lot of times growth is not all about the impressive and the upshooting and stuff. Sometimes growth looks like waking up and trying again after disappointing yourself, waking up and trying again after telling yourself that you will do it right again this time. And this time, it's the 100th time possibly. It feels like growth feels like you trying again the fifth and the sixth and the seventh time after failing and after constantly disappointing yourself. But then again, potential without consistency means nothing. Potential is a possibility, but what you do with that potential, it's what turns everything into real. And that is what matters, honestly. So if you're here and you are you're in the stage where you feel you have the potential, but then it doesn't feel like where you are headed. You don't feel like you're where you were supposed to be, and you're questioning a lot, and you feel like, what is not. I'm not going to tell you to rush. Please don't rush. Please don't panic. Please don't, put too much pressure on yourself. But then again, don't be too comfortable in the idea of the potential. Don't be too comfortable in the idea of potential. So all I'm saying is use it, do something about it, put yourself out there, consistently do it even when you feel like, you're not yet there. Show up even when it doesn't feel like, you got to put in the work. You have to show up. But anyway, guys, I think that's it for today's episode. I was just, it was just a short one and a quick one, but it's something that I thought we could, pop in and say something. So, girlies, boys, whoever here your child, show up. Consistency. Show up. Potential. Stop sitting in the comfortable idea of potential. Potential is, I'm going to repeat this and say this again. Potential means nothing without consistency. And potential is just a possibility. What you decide to do with that, however you decide to act on it, that's what matters. So I'm going to leave you with that. Think about it. Potential without consistency means nothing. Potential is just a possibility. What you do with it is what matters. Anyway, guys, it was fun hanging out with you through that short talk and convo. Let me know in the comment section what your idea of potential is. Where do you feel? Are you in the stage where you're still trying to fight the idea of who you could be and where you are or where you're supposed to be? Or you've already actually figured it out? And let me know your thoughts around it. Let me just hear what you guys have to say around this convo. And also let me know what you feel about the channel, what we could do differently. And I hope to see you in the next one. It's really nice hanging out with you guys, and it feels so nice to always have you here. So I hope to see you in the next upload. Bye.